after morning. How are we all doing? Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Graham Day, and today is a special day. Do you know what today is? Today is 6 days since my birthday. Yay!
It's Thursday.
It is Thursday. It is Thursday. It's also something else, babe. Babe, do you know what it is?
Yeah, me nearly dropping the Steam Deck off the side of the off the side of the desk. Yeah, it's 1 day till Friday.
It is 1 day till Friday. It's also Baby's birthday.
It's my birthday.
As you can tell, I make a little bit of a song and dance on my birthday. Bibby is quite understated with his birthday. It took me 3 times to get it, and he didn't even say it. I had to say it for him. I knew, Bibby doesn't know this, I knew that was going to be the case. So I took the pleasure, I took the time to set dress the studio where Bibby is ahead of this. So, happy birthday, Bibby! Let's go! Yeah!
You played an absolute blinder there, to be fair. I'm having a look at the stream preview. Usually I can't see it because I've got 2 monitors on and I'm doing whatever, but because I've just got my monitor, my laptop today, I can see the stream preview, and you've get rid of you on that screen because we're screen capping that.
Okay, where is it? Is it that one?
I need to bump my head down just a little bit.
I can move the hat up if you need me to. If you want to sit comfortably, I could.
Yeah, do that, and then where's my print screen button? I'll do that.
Thank you.
Get that off the screen.
There you go.
Wait for this host. Vern with the host. Appreciate that, mate. There we go. Oh, I don't know if that's worked. It's Dropbox stuff. I've
got a print screen button within actual OBS. So head up and smile, babe. Oh, I need to move the hat. Stay there. Hold it. Move the hat. Oh, 3, 2, screenshot. Nice. Okay, that should be done. Let me see.
Yeah.
Nice. Yep. Okay.
That's fantastic.
So there you go. I if anyone asks, I spent absolute hours and absolutely not minutes just grabbing things off the internet. That's lovely.
Thank God for PNG files.
So we're back. So yeah, I knew Bibby would be understated with his birthday, so I took care of it for him. There you go. Happy birthday. Oh, actually, where this is probably going to go wrong because voice mod. Where is everyone loves it when I do this? So I mean, everyone loves it when I do this. I can't even find it. You might be safe. Oh no, wait. Babe.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Jesus Christ.
Nice.
That's for the benefit of me.
Bibby's looking up into his hat there. What you looking at? What you got in your hat?
I'm seeing what's underneath it, mate. You know what I mean? How deep does the hat go? Apparently deep enough for you to be able to do voice mod and sing happy birthday to me.
We're staying on this screen all day, by the way. This is just how we have it the entire screen.
Yeah, there's no news. It's just me sitting in the happy birthday studio, which it looks great, by the way. You've done a fantastic job with that. Thank you very much.
Spent ages, like the other day, like putting all the banners and stuff up, the balloons at the side, the hat that just floats above your head. I mean, I don't even know how I managed that one, but it took me a long time.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, mate. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So if you guys are in the stream, welcome in. Do feel free to wish Bib a happy birthday. He only gets one, is it 76? 77? How old are you?
I mean, without the beard being shaved, you're probably right. It's definitely up there. But realistically, I am well into my 30s now. I am 31.
Well into your 30s. Yeah. I know that feeling as well. Yeah, exactly the same.
I'm closer to 32 than I am 30, Graham, so well into it now.
That's a good point. Well made. Mind blown. You don't look a day over 31, Bibby, says the 37-year-old granddad. Back in my day,
Mr.
T. I know that feeling.
Mr. Sue.
So if you guys are in the stream, please do feel free to get involved. If you don't know who we are, my name is Graham. This is the Birthday Baby. We are Ice Cream Uploads, and in true Ice Creamy fashion, this is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast, if we do say so ourselves. We are going to be live on Twitch in Bibby's birthday party for the next hour or so, bringing you the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the stories. We want your thoughts and impressions. We then want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions, and it's important that you do drop those into the chat as we go along. We are live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, where we go live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. Ish. It's 3 minutes to 1, so it's 10 a.m. ish. But as well as being live on Twitch at 10 a.m. ish, we have a podcast, a video on YouTube, and an audio podcast that goes on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and Google Play. So there's lots of places where people watch and listen to this show on demand just to hear me singing "Happy Birthday" to Bib again. What, do you want me to do that again? Okay, don't worry, I'm not going to do it again. It's fine. It's fine. Once is enough. Once is enough. But if you are in the chat, please do feel free to get involved. Before we go any further, do you love me? Let me remind you that we have a monthly giveaway. This month, all you need to do is just subscribe to the channel. That's it. And a lot more people are actually in the bag, as Nietzsche dropped another 26 gifted subs on the stream last night. He dropped 25 last night when I was on with PUBG. Because Nietzsche, he's not quite a full picnic. Couple of sandwiches short. Mr. T dropping a gifted sub as well. Ads, yeah. Oh, thank you very much, Mr. T. Ads, enjoy the sub. So that's 13 months of subs now that Ads has had. Nice. But yeah, Nietzsche has a few sandwiches short of a picnic because he won 1,600 quid last night. Didn't realise that he can keep it, so just went around throwing subs everywhere. I think Ditchy got some. I think Hamish got some. We got some subs. So shout out to Nietzsche.
Amazing.
Ridiculous guy. Keep some money for yourself. Keep it for yourself.
Absolutely.
Honestly,
Get yourself one of them big monitors that Graham's got.
I don't know what you mean. He's got an ultra-wide monitor already. We have
another one.
We have the UWMC with the ultra-wide monitor crew. Me, Nietzsche, and Lotus with our 49-inch babies. So. NX as well with the sub, 19 months. Let's go.
Graham, before we continue with the show, or you want to go through the stuff, I boiled the kettle twice during my time in here, and every single time the water has been stolen. I have redone it for a third time, so I'm going to try and make myself a brew this time. So I'll be back in 2 seconds.
It's your birthday. You get presents, not brews. You don't get both of them.
I swear to God, I've filled that up twice, and there is a water thief in this building that comes in and steals it.
Don't get up though. Don't
get up. I'm going to go try again.
Because if you get up, your hat will fall over. I need to change screens first because I don't want your hat to drop onto the floor. So
I need to try and get myself directly in this position again when we come back.
It's fine. I'll just jiggle it on the fly. That's what she said. But yes, do feel free to get involved. We are going to jump through the news stories today. Let me just shout out once again. Thank you very much, Enix, for 19 whole months. Right, I'm off for a shit, and it's my mum's 50th. Nice. You could have just said the 50th bit, but yeah, there you go. Baby shares a birthday with you. Happy birthday, Mummy Enix. Thank you very much for the 19 whole months. And Mr. T, you beautiful, beautiful man. Thank you very much for the gift there. 15 in the channel now. Ridiculous. Ads, who is in the chat as well. Enjoy the gifty subs. Yeah. Okay, let's jump back up. Tizbad says, hi. How are you doing, Tizbad? Kevin Ash says, happy Friday from Auckland, New Zealand. It's 1:46 a.m. on Friday morning here. So it's not Bibby's birthday anymore, is what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Okay, Bibby, get over your birthday. It's not his birthday anymore. God damn. So two guys from the other side of the world. You gotta love the Southern Hemisphere. Welcome in, boys, or girls, or gents, or whatever. It's fine. Timeless. Hey, did you get a good sleep last night, Timeless? Do you know what? I actually went off stream. Like I don't know if you guys were playing the last game, and I was basically sat here like this because I had like a mega migraine coming on last night. So I finished off, like, as you were playing, I was turning off my lights as I was going because it was just whoomp, whoomp. Finished the stream and I just pretty much went under. I threw up. I just went to bed with a splitting headache. So I went from like super highs of games with West and the Series S and Nietzsche and Timeless and all of the fun times. I feel like I'm missing someone else. Was there someone else that we jumped in? I always miss one person. Anyway, went through all of that stuff and then just went under. So I raided Candy using your raid guiding and literally just went, enjoy the stream, gotta go. I didn't even stay and say no. I was just in bits. So yeah, fun times. PUBG update day. It is PUBG update day. Is anyone playing it? Has anyone been playing it? Has anyone been watching Ham and Nacho? They've been playing it. Tearsbad says Future's here. Future here. Bibby Xbox fails. Bibby's Xbox fails. Bibby's Xbox. Okay, it's your birthday, and people are wishing that your Xbox fails. Maybe not quite wishing, but predicting.
No, don't. Please don't. I actually enjoy playing my Xbox.
Not for long. What a time to arrive, says Vern. Yeah, just as we fully bibified the setup. Speaking of which, there we go. Hey! So yeah, I knew full well that I mean, just like me, Bibby understates his birthday. We don't really make a song and dance about it. So yeah, you don't look a day over 30. Oh, Bits, Mr. Man Player. Thank you very much for the Merry Christmas, Bits. How are you doing today? Tearsbad says 55 grand a day. You're only as young as the podcast you watch, Tearsbad. So Ice Cream Uploads Scoops only 500 and something now. Fuck, never mind.
507 episodes.
Enix says, I love the United balloon. I don't think he noticed that one.
I didn't. I genuinely didn't. He brought that to my attention. I had to look at the image again. I didn't see it.
I don't. What do you mean?
Snuck that one in.
I accidentally put that one there. I didn't realise. I mean, it came with that bunch of balloons. It's 100% not a separate layer that could be turned on and off just like that at all. I had no idea. Happy birthday, Bibba. Game Awards soon. Game Awards tonight. It's all going to go off. Do you know what? I did for a short period of time think, George, you know what? Bibby's not around, but Ben mentioned the other day, are we doing the Game Awards watch along? And Bibby was like, no, it's not my birthday, so no, we're going to do it. And I thought, do you know what? Maybe. And then doesn't it run until like 2-3 o'clock in the morning for us or something like that? So I was like,
yeah, I was speaking to Fix It. Well, I was in Fix's stream this morning. He said he's staying up till 3, and then because his YouTube channel is based around reactions, he has to sit there and edit all of his videos. So it's pretty much an all-nighter for him.
I mean, GG's. That's the thing, though. Shout out to MC Fixer. If anyone could just do a shout in the chat, that would be appreciated. He is a proper grafter. So stuff like that, you've got to be there. If you're not the first, then you're last. That's as simple as it is. And yeah GG's. You look 21, mate. Oh, thanks, mate. But what about Bib?
Raff.
The hat's an improvement over the usual flat peak. Copyrighted Whale says, happy birthday, Bibba. Thank you very much for using the first time chat to be so positive. You love to see it. Okay, what was it? Was it Joaquin? Do you know what? Joe. J95. Hey, welcome back in. Apologies for butchering the name yesterday and today, but welcome in, dude. Happy birthday to the Bib. In honour of Bib's birthday, Mr. T dropping the gifted sub. You love to see it. The Game Awards are in 12 hours, right? Ish. Something like that. They're late on tonight. I'm not sure exactly what the time. Also, Bib, 2 things. You share a birthday with Enix's mum. She's 50.
Okay, fantastic.
And he's going for a shit.
Fantastic. Again,
that was
hit me with 2 truth bombs there.
that was kind of my response. I was like, you could have just said that it's your birthday, your one's birthday, and you're off. But it's the fact that you went off for a shit. Okay, nice.
Oh, it's going to drop in the Black Album.
No sleep at all. I had a nap at 10 a.m. ish. Nice. I see you. Say up the. I see you. Cameron, welcome in, dude. Timeless saying it's on Twitter. What's on Twitter? The clip, the picture?
Yeah, I've just seen it actually. Celebrating in style.
Tizbad says, should we all get together and buy Bib a Man United ticket? To be fair, I can get Bib a Man United tickets. So that's it. Do you know what? In honour of Bibby's birthday, I'll take him to a hospitality game. And in honour of Bibby's birthday, Nietzsche has just dropped 4 more gifted subs. Kevin Ashburner, who was in nice and early, get yourself a gifted sub. Kilo Gille, G Amelia, and Pause Radio all getting gifties. Nietzsche, stop it! That you won money. It's for you. It's for you. Keep the money.
Thank you, though, mate.
Although I did say it was funny because last night I was sat there in the stream. It was Donkey Toes, and I was chatting in the chat, and I was like, "Oh, you just missed it because you joined in from Tobe Jizzle's raid yesterday. But if you were here 5 minutes ago, Nietzsche was gifting out gifted subs, and then Nietzsche just dropped a gifted sub on Donkey Toes, and then after that, I was like." You do realise, Nietzsche, that that's put you on like 126. So now you're going to have to do something else. I was like, no, you don't have to, but I bet you will. He was like, oh, now you've said it, I can see it. So there you go. 4 more gifted subs takes him to a nice round number. Oh, Ridiculous.
Hero.
Wes says to Games Masters, MC Fixer. That's the one. That's the one.
That is the one.
Mr. Do you know what? I'm not going to say how he gets on in the show, to be fair, because some people may not have seen it. But Games Master had the privilege of having MC Fixer on the show. So, yeah, nice. Oh, I'm not the only one that gets the API errors. There we go. MC Fixer, let's go, baby. Gagad says, good after morning, gents, and happy birthday, Bibs.
Thank you, guys.
My mother-in-law's 80th today as well. Woof, woof. It's it's all the birthdays. It's like
all the birthdays today.
We've got a 30th plus one, a 50th, and an 80th, all on the same day. Yeah. See, exactly. Then we got Nietzsche. Couldn't handle 126.
Wichio.
Wichio, am I right? There is Donkey Toes. W Nietzsche, exactly. Hey, King Comic, how you doing, dude? Timeless says, Man United tickets aren't birthday presents, not this season anyway. I've been to some good games, actually. I've been to some absolutely drab games, including the 5-0 mauling, but we'll move off that one. As Nietzsche won the lottery as well as the loot drop, dropped a gifted me on, sub to me on Hamish's stream. Actually, yes, Gagad. So yesterday, Nietzsche won basically 1,700 quid across the course of the day. So yes, he effectively did win the lottery yesterday. So, and rather than buying himself a Samsung G9 Neo monitor, he bought everyone into next month's loot drop. So yes, I didn't actually finish that. Exclamation mark loot drop if anyone drops it wants to drop it in the chat. Next month's loot drop, you don't necessarily need to be in the Discord. We would love to have you in the Discord, exclamation mark Discord, if you want to come into the Discord. But up until this month, you had to be a subscriber, be in the Discord, and have your accounts linked. Twitch and Discord have fallen out. They don't communicate properly anymore. And the reason we have the Discord there is because, as you've seen already this morning, people in our community like to give out gifted subs, which is beautiful. It helps support our channel and it gives some people some nice gifties. But not everyone that gets a gifted sub has been in a stream. So usually they are, but if you get a lot thrown down, then the subs can go quite wide. It could be someone that's never ever looked at your channel before can get a gifted sub. So we make it so that people have to go into the Discord because we don't want Nietzsche to throw down 4 gifted subs, Mr. T to throw down a gifted sub, whoever it is, however many it is, whatever. We don't want that to land on Mr. AN other, who's never been in the stream, to then have them get next month's loot drop prize, which we've still got to decide on. So we've made it so that anyone can win now. You don't have to be in the Discord, but to claim the prize, you have to jump into the Discord. And obviously, you will find out about the prize by being in the stream or being in and around the community. So yes, that's how it's working. From next month, just be a sub. So every single one of those gifted subs will be in next month's loot drop, but they have to come into the stream or into the Discord within a 24-hour period. That bit's still TBC. We'll confirm that. But that's the rough way we're thinking. 24 hours-ish. If they don't come in, then we'll re-roll it again and give it to someone else. So that's how the loot drop's going to work. Hopefully, it still keeps the prizes within the community. It still doesn't mean that you guys get punished for your generosity. And hopefully, it makes it easier for you guys to get in. Nice. Can I win the blue cap next month? Thank you, please. Maybe. Maybe.
Who knows?
You'd have to get yourself up to 200 gifted subs, though, because obviously we've already established that the barometer was 100, so you need yeah, sorry, mate. We don't make the rules. We make the rules, so yeah. Oh, goddamn. So anyway, let's get involved with the stories. That's what we're all here for. I mean, after Bibby's birthday, obviously. Not that we've made much of a statement on that. We've kept it quite a quiet do, to be fair, Bibby's birthday. I don't know if you can tell or not. But today's stories, there's actually some pretty big stories tucked away in them. So GTA 5 is getting new content. Although not quite what everybody wanted, maybe. I don't know. This is a new angle. But anyway, GTA Online gets some story DLC. It's coming this month. It features Dr. Dre, new music, and more. So the new content is called The Contract. It stars GTA 5 protagonist Franklin Clinton. So after about 27,000 years, we get actual main player story DLC coming to GTA 5. Nice. We'll see how that works with the online element, though. We will then move on into the next story, which is Halo Infinite. It's pretty good. It could have been ridiculous, because the game that we've got now, people are loving. but it's only 1/3 of what the game was potentially planned to be. This article from IGN says Halo Infinite's open world was reportedly cut down from someone check on ads by the way, from a Zelda-like size. I mean, we've mentioned the word Zelda. Someone check on ads. Someone is all right. Checking it. Next up, sticking at IGN, the next news article says Blizzard employee holds a public press conference detailing experience with harassment and alcohol-soaked culture. So we start off with the big, widespreading articles, then we get into the kind of the serious articles. So we have a look at the Blizzard latest. CD Projekt has entered settlement talks. Basically, Cyberpunk was that bad. They now have lawsuits. And speaking of things that are bad, Google Stadia, hey! It now comes on LG Smart TVs. You can play Google Stadia on your LG Smart TV. Nice. That will easily put the user base up to 5 or 6 users now, I think. Looking forward
6
to it.
mugs. Am I right?
Yeah, goddamn. Okay, let me get the first news story on the screen. I'm going to ask you a question about it, and it's not at all for me to fiddle with the graphics and stuff and figure out where the Chrome browser will sit underneath all of these happy birthday overlays. Bib.
Yes.
Are you excited about jumping back in with Franklin-related content, and at the same time, any worries about it being embedded into GTA Online?
The answer to your first question is yes, I want to see some continuation of Franklin stories. And secondly, I don't particularly care how it happens, as long as it does happen, regardless if it's offline or online.
Keep talking.
Oh, that wasn't enough time. Okay, so yes, more GTA 5 content coming right your way now.
Yeah, exactly. Nailed it. Yeah. Okay, my browser's kind of off the side of the screen, but that'll do. That's fine. Hopefully that's all sitting fine for you. But Tom Ivan at VGC has this news article. It says GTA Online Story DLC is coming this month featuring Dr. Dre, new music, and more. The Contract is the name of it. It stars GTA 5 protagonist Franklin Clinton. And the body of the article says Rockstar will release new Grand Theft Auto Online Story DLC called The Contract on December the 15th. It features the return of Grand Theft Auto 5 protagonist Franklin Clinton and also stars Dr. Dre, who has produced new music for the update. The Contract sees Franklin running a, quote, celebrity solutions agency, catering to the Vinewood elite and searching for a major client to take the business to the next level. An opportunity arises when Dr. Dre's phone, which houses new, unreleased music from the artist, falls into the wrong hands and Clinton sets out on a mission to retrieve it. Rockstar says, quote, get ready for a wild and hilarious ride through Los Santos, from the mean streets of Franklin's old neighborhood to the hottest parties in the city, from debaucherous mansions to the offices of the FIB and everywhere in between, as you join Franklin, expert hacker Imani, Chop the Dog, and crew to secure Dr. Dre's precious tracks and return them to their rightful owner. End quote. The contract promises, and this is now a new quote, an eclectic new radio station from some very special guest hosts. Huge first-of-their-kind updates to existing radio stations, including a ton of new and unreleased exclusive tracks from Dr. Dre and a heavy-hitting lineup of artists, plus additional opportunities for agency work, including choice hits for players willing to get their hands dirty, plus new weapons, vehicles, and much more. In October, rapper Snoop Dogg revealed he had contributed to some of the music that Dr. Dre was making for the then unannounced DJ Projekt. We don't need to read any of the other bits, but we can have a little bit of a gander at... I'll play the video. I'm going to keep it muted, though, because I'm assuming it's probably going to have some of Dr. Dre's music in there that we don't want to touch. So, Bib, after hearing that, does that excite you?
It does. It excites me a lot. We've talked a lot of Grand Theft Auto over the last 12 months on this channel. Most recently, obviously, because of the definitive edition that has been released, which I will go off slightly off track and say that I have been playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on the Xbox Series S, and it is a really good time. I know a lot of people, it's very easy to be able to shit on that game at the moment, and there is still a lot of things wrong with it, but nothing to the point where you think that it's unplayable. It's perfectly playable. It's just a little bit meh. Again, it's probably down to the price point and stuff like that. I'm playing it via Game Pass, so it's not really any skin off my nose. But Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is still a good time. Anyway, back to the main story. GTA 5. We've been talking about what GTA 6 could potentially look like, because they have a very, very, very good cash cow in GTA Online. They can just keep on bringing out content, which they've done extremely well. Like, if you was to put any other live service game alongside this, the only one that I can think of that would be even close is Fortnite. Take away MMOs, Fortnite and GTA are the only ones really that do live service exceptionally well. My only problem with this is that it's a main story campaign that it takes Franklin and they put it into an online environment, which presumably is going to be something that you need a partner for. It's not a single player experience. That's the only thing with the campaigns that they brought out for GTA Online. It's relied on you having squads. It's relied on you having a partner to help you out. This realistically would have made a fantastic DLC expansion for the single player campaign, like the Ballad of Gay Tony was for GTA 4, like the Lost and the Damned was for GTA 4. This would have been fantastic for GTA 5, but they know where the money is, and that is to keep the content coming with GTA Online. I just want to see how this actually pans out and whether or not it's probably going to be worth your money. Spoiler alert, it absolutely is going to be worth your money, and I can probably say that without knowing too much about it, but hand on heart, they haven't really fucked anything else up. If you are a person that plays with your friend online in GTA Online, then you've had so much content over the last 5 years that you haven't really had anything to grumble about. And fair enough, you might have to pay for some of it, but it's going to give you another 30 hours worth of content, so it's probably worth your money. But I think this one will be another absolute banger. It's been specifically made. It's not been something that's been shoehorned in. You've got Dr. Dre, which looks like he's been mocapped. I imagine Snoop's probably going to make an appearance as well, because wherever Dr. Dre goes, he's more aptly named a dog. He follows him around everywhere. So yeah, I think this is going to be a banger, and definitely something that I will actually put money into to be able to play this expansion. Considering I don't actually play GTA Online that often, this is definitely going to be worth more money, I assume.
I am 100% not moving the hat around wherever you move. By the way, that is. It's
when I get into discussion mode, I have to lean to the left. This is my leaning pose. This is my looking directly down the lens and giving you my 2 pence worth. And then when you start to speak, I go back to being centralized again.
Oh no, we lost the hat. It's fallen off. No. Yeah, I'm intrigued. Does anybody have any thoughts of how this works? Is this going to be like the heist and things where it's stuff that you progress entirely in GTA Online in that sort of sense? I mean, does Franklin appear in GTA Online? I've not spent enough time, and it's been that long now that I'm fully disconnected from it. Do you have like recurring story missions in GTA Online? Because I'm like, in terms of
what's the tech guy called? Guy who used to set up all the heists. I always forget his name. Small guy, wears glasses, old, has a cane. He's appeared in a lot of them, obviously, because there is a lot of heists in there. So he appears in quite a lot of them. Lester, that's it. Lester, he's appeared in quite a few of them, but I don't think there's actually been any main campaigns with the rest of the cast. I could be wrong. There's been so much over the last 5 years that I've missed. I could be absolutely wrong, but I don't think so. I think Lester's the only guy.
Yeah. I just, like, your character in GTA Online, you don't play as Franklin, right? Not Franklin. You play as your character. You play as your own dude that you customize, make look like whatever. You live in your own penthouse. You've got your own vehicles. So for this storyline DLC, you will be taking over as Franklin within the GTA Online world. Is that a world that your character has had an imprint on, or are you just playing through missions? I mean, I imagine it's not going to be. I imagine it's going to be. You're playing through from Los Santos to Vinewood to wherever, and you just do the Franklin missions. It's just, I don't know.
Do you play as Franklin? Does it say that you play as Franklin?
Well, I don't.
When I read it, I don't think you do. I reckon you're going to be your boss.
Yeah. I
reckon you do stuff for him.
That makes sense. Okay, that yeah. Okay, well that kind of works for me then, because I'm thinking like it's a bit of a detach if that's the case. I've spent all this time, me theoretically, not actually, spent all this time building myself up, building my empire. I've got my crew, I've got all my people running drug cartels, done all these heists and everything, to then go and play as someone else just feels a bit like, well, why not just put it in the offline game? But if that's the case, if he's essentially the kingpin, the overlord, setting you the missions, then that makes sense. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like it. And the thing for me is, I know it's a word that is cool, but every day it's like Battle Royale. It's devolving into something people are just going to love to hate. But the word multiverse, at the moment, right now, people are like, ooh, multiverse, Spider-Verse, metaverse, all of this. Within the year, we will hate the word multiverse because we've got Warner Brothers multiverses, we've got the Fortnite multiverse, we've got the Marvel Cinematic Universe across multiple universes, and so on. But GTA is one of the first brands out there to have started to get involved in a multiverse. It was working in multiverses before multiverses were even a phrase. It had brands, it had music, it had online elements, all these different tie-ins and so on. But one thing it had never successfully done is bridge the gap between single or multiplayer. It's bridged the gap between artists and brands in its game, but not its own two game modes, and it's now starting to do that, which is pretty cool. It's just difficult to do. You look at a completely different game mode. Look at a football game. You'll get your story mode games, your career modes, your master leagues, your whatever, versus your online foot players, my club players, Master League Online or whatever. Different game modes, different way of thinking.
Can't compare them, can you?
And you often get, I don't play online. I play multiplayer. I play Master League or whatever I play. You get that with Grand Theft Auto. I'm very much that sort of player. I've played a bit of GTA Online. I actually quite enjoyed it, but I got probably the rough end of the stick, a sharp end of the stick with it. I didn't really. It was too jarring for me, so I gave up with it. But if they can bridge that gap, that could be a good way of doing it. It's super difficult though to bridge the I want a hands off, sit back and partake in a cinematic storyline versus I want to live in a real world. And if they can do that pretty well, I'm excited for this. I'm looking forward to see how it goes. I do feel though, I did see a little bit of negativity around this in terms of naturally people want GTA 5 content or GTA 6 standalone. People don't want GTA Online. So naturally, as soon as there's the GTA Online sort of tie-in, people go, for fuck's sake, just give me the... But
it's understandable. You can see where they're coming from, though, can't you? Because this looks like it should have been something that should have been single player experience stuff. You taking characters from the single player campaign, creating new stuff, and putting it online. I can 110% see why they're doing this because I want more people to carry on playing in the online environment. It hasn't been made. I want people to join up in missions and take on the world. That's why all of the. I think there's only one mission. Well, one campaign that they put in post-launch for GTA Online that you can play as a single player. The rest of it is requiring people, and you can see why people are getting pissed because it's a character that they love, that they've spent a stupid amount of time with in the offline stuff, that you are now having to be able to play. Potentially pairing up with someone, maybe it's someone that you don't even know, but you're having to join missions with random people to be able to make sure that you are playing Franklin's next journey, his next foray into whatever it is that he's going to be doing. You can see why people are getting pissed off, but you can also see from Rockstar's perspective why they're doing that, because they want this universe to be expanded on as many times as they can for when the PS5 version drops.
I wonder what the actual reasoning for that is. Is that because they want to build the universe out in GTA Online and give it a little bit more substance? Is it because the metaverse sort of thing? Is it because GTA Online makes shitloads of money and that's where they want to keep focus? I mean, it could be. Or is it because, okay, we've got Grand Theft Auto 5 on 72 different console generations now. So if we make this game, we've got to build it for the PS3, the PS4. This content, we've got to build it for the PS3, PS4, and PS5. Whereas if we put it on GTA Online, we are programming it for that system, which is available for all. Yeah. But I don't know whether that means they'd have to put out separate updates, like for specific. I don't know. I mean, naturally, obviously, there's got to be a lot of the same sort of process creating it for 3, 4, and 5, or the Xbox, obviously equivalents. So it could be a bit of that. It could be a bit of all of it. I'm interested to see. I mean, I'm definitely going to give it a go. It's been too long since I've been in GTA. Yeah. I did see a comment. There's a lot of comments, so I will jump back up. I might not go through all of them, but I did see a comment that said something like GTA. Oh, it's the last one. There you go, Iceman. GTA Online is too multiplayer, which I do agree with. To the point, like if you're playing a GTA 5 story, and Franklin's going, "Oh shit, I need you to go and get Dr. Dre's phone." We've just seen some guy in a whatever the equivalent of a Bugatti Veyron is, flying down the Vinewood Straits. I need you to go and get him, and you jump in your car thinking, "Okay, I can't really catch a Bugatti Veyron, so this is going to be difficult." So I'll put my pedal to the metal, and then some dickhead just comes and swipes you out with a truck, gets out, and then just keeps rocket launchering you. It's like, the fuck. So yeah. See how it works.
Alternatively, though, this could be a game mode that has 5 missions that may take you 6 hours. Do they believe that if they bring it as an expansion, it's worth the money that people may have paid for it? Because it was never going to make it as a Freeman's. I don't think.
I mean, that was going to be my next question. Is like, it doesn't mention anything in here about price. It was just saying there's new DLC called The Contract, and because it mentions no price and it says it's coming on the 15th, I'm assuming this is going to be like the stuff. I mean, I've got a Samsung Smart TV, and at the Samsung Smart TV, you get adverts, and it's usually video game centric. It probably realizes I've got an Xbox and a PlayStation plugged to this TV, therefore he's a gamer. Let's show him adverts, and it just shows me the latest Grand Theft Auto heist stuff. And that's all free because they want you to go into the world and then maybe buy some of their currency and stuff online. I imagine this is probably going to be the same. It's going to be free to play, jump in, and then maybe want you to spend a few extra quids. Which, if it is, then that's surely a win, right? Because we were speaking a couple of weeks ago about Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare and the Ballad of Gay Tony additions to like old GTA games. This, if it is just content but through the online world, that means you essentially get it free to play. Is that not a win rather than spending 20 quid?
Yeah.
I think it could be. I'm intrigued. I will be playing it. I will be playing this, so I'm looking forward to it.
The ICU crew is available within there, by the way, because we set that up months and months, or maybe even years ago when we decided that we might even jump back in it. The ICU
Christmas
Clubhouse
game on ICU. Imagine that the Christmas game on ICU in 2021 being Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oof. Well, I mean, it's definitely possible. It comes out before we finish for Christmas and all of before we finish for Christmas and over the Christmas period it comes out. So who knows?
You'll have to see it. Pirate says, "I'm still vexed. I don't have a hat yet." It's Nietzsche's fault. It's Nietzsche's fault. It was pay to win. Sorry, mate. It wasn't, but we'll keep pushing that for now. Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 tonight, says Ads. I hope it is. Just for you. I hope it is. I hope you've got the tissues and everything ready. And I mean for the tears, not for the other things. Although if it's Breath of the Wild 2, you probably need it for the other things you might need tissues for as well, Ads. So, yeah, I hope it is for you. Iceman's got an unexpected half day. It's National Bibby Day, so that's what it is. Bibby's birthday. It's like the Queen. They've just got rid of half days for some people. Mr. T says, I guess Rockstar are not one of those motherfuckers acting like they forgot about Dre. Pow, pow.
Yeah.
Although me still the same. Oh yeah, you get it. Nice. GTA Online snooze, resident sleeper for the ads. GTA 6 Florida set 100% will feature The Rock. Everything features The Rock by the year 2023. 100%. Iceman says, no, they just forgot to make sure their remasters actually look like improved versions of the old games. Kappa. Ooh, Iceman going in. But then Mr. T says Rockstar didn't do the remasters. That's true. I didn't know that until this week. Or was it last week? It was either early this week or end of last week. Is the Dr. Dre content free, says Timeless? Yeah, that was where I saw it. I assume so. With the logic of going through the article and seeing no pricing, I assume it will be within the online world. So free to play with paid expansions, i.e. currency. I know, that's why I said make sure in supervisor sense rather than actually making it sense. What's GTA, says Tezbad? Never played it. GTA is just a shortened version of guitar. Grand Theft Auto, made. They're busy working on GTA 5 Online and the new GTA. The remasters of totally Grove Street Games and Take-Two Ventures / Projekt. See, I had no idea. Is GTA Grandma's Tarts available? Maybe. Maybe it is. Okay, Timeless says GTA 5 is 10 years old in a couple of years, right? Is this the biggest gap between games? It already is the biggest gap between games, but I think what was it? The gap between 4 and 5 was the biggest, maybe, and that was what was that like? 4 was about 2007. And what was 5? 2013 or something like that. So it was 5 or 6 years. So yeah, it's like nearly double that kind of period.
That's like a Skyrim.
Yeah, touche. Online in an open world doesn't mean you must play with others. It should be more a case of you can play with us if you want. And I agree. And that is kind of how GTA 5 online works ish, but it's almost like, I don't know if it's changed. When I played it, and this is going back to very early days, it was a case of you can jump in your car and you can ride around, you can use your weapons and stuff like that, but then people can kill you and see you, and or you can pretty much be invisible but do nothing, but you can run around. It's like, well, I don't want to get shot to shit by everyone. I want to run around, but I also don't want to just pretty much not be there. So it was like, it's not really what I want. I don't want that dickhead with a rocket launcher that's just going to kill me, and then I'm going to respawn a street away without a vehicle, and he's got his vehicle, so he's just going to drive and kill me again. I mentioned this a few times before on the stream. So, yeah, I imagine that was early days knobheads partially as well. It probably still exists, but yeah. Also, seen as Take-Two has been mentioned, I will now listen to It Takes Two by Marvin Gaye and Kim Weston. You also have to play It Takes Two by Joseph Fares' Hazelight Studios as well. Game of the Year nomination. Mr. T will tell you so. Goddamn assholes expecting me to do work calls. What have I missed? Just Bibby's hat that's not on his head. I've moved it. There we go. Back on his head. Nice. As my little protest to Take-Two screwing the games, It Takes Two. Yeah, did you see that article? Take-Two filed a trademark request for the game It Takes Two because they felt it was jeopardizing the brand, which is not Take-Two going after that specific game. It's just Take-Two's copyright teams are very aggressive, I suppose, is the other one. The other one, there was like Rockstar Bodybuilding or something like that, which is not ever going to be mistaken with Rockstar Interactive, but they went after some bodybuilding gym because it had the word Rockstar in it. I'm surprised they're not going after Nickelback. Fucking hell, I just want to be a big rock star. I will have 50% of those proceeds, please. Thank you very much. I hope The Rock has an appearance. Goddamn right. 5 years, 2008, 2013. Looked it up. See, not far, I'll take that. I said 2007 to 2013. Did say 4 to 5 years, though, so I'll take... I got 2 out of 3. I'll take that one. I look forward to GTA VI. Me too. Absolute bangers. I want to play GTA 5. I want the enjoyment of the environment that I absolutely know. I would love that game when I get into it. I just need to get into it. And I know there's a bit of a slog for me to actually get to the point where it click. Yeah, that's it. This is me now. Sold. And then PUBG just disappears off into the sunset like...
Never going to happen.
So yeah, it reminds me of McDonald's versus Supermax. Yeah. Tell you what it does remind me of, though. Halo. It doesn't remind me of Halo at all, but that's just me just forcing a tangent into the next story because we are 50 odd minutes into the show and we got to move ahead. Okay, next news story is this one. Halo Infinite's open world was reportedly cut down from a Zelda-like size. As much as 2/3 of the originally planned game are reported to have been removed. This is written by Jared Moore at IGN, and it says Halo Infinite's open world was reportedly cut down from a scale similar to that of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild to what it is today. Apparently, almost 2/3 of the planned game was chosen to be cut in the move. According to a report on the game's development by Bloomberg, 343 decided to drastically slash the game's open world map in 2019 as it attempted to stabilize the direction that the game was heading. Reportedly, by the summer of 2019, Halo Infinite had hit a number of issues. As per the report, the studio took the decision to cut almost 2/3 of the entire planned game in an effort to streamline production. As part of this decision, the outlet notes that the game's open world was significantly scaled down from a Zelda-like experience into something far smaller. Despite scaling down the game's open world map, Infinite's problems continued past 2019. In July 2020, the developer showed off a range of gameplay footage for the game, which was met with overwhelming disapproval from the Halo community. Craig much? Fans mocked the gameplay footage across social media for its poor quality, creating memes out of Craig the Brute and airing their frustrations towards 343. Following the backlash, Infinite was delayed by an entire year from its intended November 2020 release. Since then, the game is under... Do you know what? We could stop. We could stop. There's Craig Easter eggs and all the other stuff. It's got a 9 out of 10. But the gist of what we needed to know is that the game could have been significantly larger than what it is. There's nothing wrong with the game. 9 out of 10. Yeah. At least 5 publications that we saw the other day giving it 10 out of 10s. Solid scores. But but it's only 1/3 of what it could have been. Is that a loss? Is that a sign? Could we see some of that content be revisited in the future? Because Halo Infinite, according to 343 themselves last year, is a game that they could see sticking around for 10 years or so. Could we see that extra 66% be revisited in the future? What are your thoughts, Bib?
I mean, the open world Zelda-ish inspiration. Most games are taking that now. I mean, Zelda would have got inspiration from, lo and behold, things like Skyrim, any Ubisoft open world game. So it's no surprise that Halo was looking at what was hugely popular at the time when they potentially was looking at building this out. I can see where the inspiration is that they've gone. With you being able to go and take down bases and make them yours and things like that. That's very Ubisoft. I can see it, and you'd be a fool not to. But what I wanted to see what it was like at 100%. If they've had to scale most of this back for them to make it achievable, like when did they start cutting this out? Is this the reason why it was delayed in the first place? Because it was too big without enough content, so they decided to scale down, make it worth your time, which then, lo and behold, does give them 9 out of 10s and 10 out of 10s. Like, I want to see this game have 100% what they wanted in the first place. I think that I don't want to say it'll be revolutionary because it's just more open world Halo, but I think it would have probably set the bar in terms of what to expect from an open world game. Because if they're doing it extremely well with 60% of the game being cut out, then what does 100% of the game look like? Do you know what I mean? Hello?
I'm not muted. You're muted. I may have been blowing my nose and forgot to unmute. I'm going to mute again. And I'm back.
Okay, so okay.
Yeah, there was a conversation a few weeks back that kind of reminds me of Halo multiplayer came out, and everyone was talking. This could be in the Game of the Year conversation. Imagine a world where Halo is in Game of the Year conversation. This hasn't happened for so long, and then the conversation was like, do you know what? I kind of don't want single player to come out because the multiplayer is so good. I kind of don't want the single player to come out at all because is that just going to drag it down? Where we are right now is up here. Could single player bring it down a bit and take it out of that conversation? I kind of want just to judge on that. But that's kind of like what I think of from this. If we only have the multiplayer and not the single player, that's only 50% of the game. Whereas now we only have 33% of the overall game. Like, a part of me wants to think, imagine how good it could be if we got all of that. But maybe the only reason it's so good now is because they sorted the wheat from the chaff. They got rid of the bits that didn't necessarily need to be there. The all killer no filler sort of like approach to it kind of thing. So maybe it was just a case of the game's already been delayed by a year. To get a game of that size and scale, you either have World of Warcraft and release it in expansions over time, or you release a game that's a buggy mess and broken and way overhitting, and that's kind of where they were. They were working at only 33% of the game and had to have a year's delay. You kind of feel like we're still 2 years away then if they have to have that ×2 on top of it at least. So it's a shame to hear the words. It could have been massive, but it isn't. But it's also do you know what? We still have a 9 out of 10 game / 10 out of 10 game here off the back of this. So it's not a swing and a miss. It's not a look at what we could have won. It's do you know what? Do you know, maybe that's a sign for the future, potentially. Hopefully. Jump back to the comments. I hope Take-Two versus It Takes Two leaves Take-Two with a blood nose like MacD versus Supermax as well. See, how did that end? Talking about GTA, Timeless says, I tried to get into it so many times, I just can't. Yeah, same. What I've played so far, the size and depth, easy Mr. T. Where are you going with this? of the open world. Okay, there we go. Works mainly because the core combat is such a joy and the AI is great. It's not really an open world though, more like a hub or open world light. Bigger open world would have been too barren or filled with needless task missions like Far Cry 6. I stopped playing the latter because of that. Probably a good game, but it's just so much filler. And there we go. That's the wheat versus the chaff kind of thing. All killer, no filler. You want the high impact moments. You want the big, wide, landscapes that just go for days, years, and do you know what? I've never been here before. This is a completely new, different settlement, new, different terrain. We've got a different type of trees that I've never even seen before. It's simple, but it has an impact. But if it's just a case of you've gone all that way, you've got different types of trees, and you just have to, hey, go and pick that guy's pocket. Hey, get up onto that wide tower and jump off into a hay bale. Yes, yes, you know I'm talking to you.
Want it to mean something, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Assassin's Creed. So yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm super on board with open world stuff. Big, expansive landscapes that just go for days. All of the expansions on top of the expansive landscapes, as long as it means something. If not, it's just there for the sake of it. So they've done the right thing. They've got 9s and 10s. Game of the year conversation. GG's. Did you know? That if you have, here we go. I didn't know. I was like, what's this? What am I reading? But I get it now. Timeless has said, speaking of Halo, ! Game Pass, did you know that if you have an Xbox, you can get Game Pass where, for a low monthly fee of only $10.99, you get access to hundreds of games, including day one releases and even EA games. And you can even get the first 3 months for £1. Pow. Dinner time for me, sizzle steak and chips, says Iceman. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please.
It's always filth, innit?
It is.
He never has a shit dinner.
Literally, I think the last time he spoke to me, he had sizzle steak and chips as well. Just kick him. Give me a kick. What seasoning are we having on the steak? What are we going for? Have you... are you going simple, like a bit of cracked black pepper on it? Are you going for some sort of sauciness? What we're saying? What we're saying? Give us the details. Deliver the goods. Okay, next bit of news though. This one, sticking at IGN, is brought to us by Matt Kim. Blizzard employee holds public press conference detailing experience with harassment and alcohol-soaked culture. These details are some of the first public recounts of working at Blizzard as a woman. So Activision Blizzard is currently facing serious ongoing allegations of harassment and mistreatment of marginalized workers. To learn more, please visit our timeline as well as our in-depth report on the subject. I just wanted to read that bit just because I'm not going to go through all of the background because we've covered this article so many times. If you have missed the Activision stuff, check out our YouTube or go back through our previous broadcast on Twitch. It goes for months. YouTube's probably your best bet because you can get the full long tail back. If not, this timeline within this article is probably worth a look. Attorney Lisa Bloom and Christine, a current Blizzard employee, held a press conference outside of Blizzard headquarters in Irvine, California today to share her story about the alcohol-soaked culture of sexual harassment at the company. That was a quote, by the way. Christine appeared in front of a crowd in front of Blizzard's headquarters today to describe her experience at the company she's been with for the past 4 years. Christine spoke about her relation when she was first hired and how it turned to horror as she became subject to repeated sexual advances and comments. She also says a supervisor propositioned her for sex. What the fuck? After making a complaint, Christine described encountering retaliation from the company, including receiving a demotion and denying her full profit sharing. Christine also described avoiding the company's social events to avoid being inappropriately touched. In a follow-up statement from Bloom, the lawyer made public demands of Activision Blizzard, including a new, quote, streamlined process for victims, as well as a victim compensation fund of $100 million led by victim advocates. In a statement to IGN, Activision Blizzard says it appreciates the courage of current and former employees who come forward with reports of misconduct and reaffirmed its commitment to creating an environment we can all be proud of. Bloom is well known for taking on high-profile sexual assault and harassment cases, having represented women in cases involving Bill O'Reilly and Bill Cosby, but also has also advised Harvey Weinstein during his sexual abuse case. The press conference is just the most recent event, all tracing back to the details revealed in the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing's lawsuit against Activision Blizzard in July. The lawsuit revealed, we get the idea of that, nothing else new in there. That's basically just going back through the timeline. There we go. Back in the screen. So, a Blizzard employee has held a public press conference. Is this going over old ground? And I don't mean that as any sort of disrespect to Christine, who's made this press conference. Is this just going over old ground for Activision, or does this open up new wounds, or does this make the wounds any bigger? What are your thoughts, babe?
I think they're just trying to keep the noise going. And me and you had this discussion on Tuesday in this very studio, saying that if all of this was on the 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock news, I imagine things would be moving a lot faster. But because it's to do with video games, it seems that only the video game world is interested in this. Other people and other news sources have better things to be talking about in their case. And I don't mean that in terms of they've got better things to talk about. I mean, they think that they have better things to talk about. This is something that should be on the 6 o'clock news, but it isn't. It's being swept under the carpet. I don't know why, but it is. So I think they're doing the right thing by keeping the noise going, because eventually, if it's a slow news day at BBC or ITV in their eyes, they might end up picking this up, but I highly doubt it. It's just the fact that it's in a video game world. The general public probably don't care. So for me, the more noise, the better. And I think it was Jason Schreier that this was done with, because I remember, because I've seen his Twitter post. Was it yesterday? It might have even been the day before, saying that he was going to Activision Blizzard to interview someone. I genuinely thought it would be behind closed doors. I didn't realize it was going to be this. But I'm interested to see what happens with this now, whether or not they're going to be demoted again, or the hostile environment at work is going to be even worse. Like, what the repercussions will be. But again, you're probably never going to hear about it unless it's been reported on video game outlets that we're bringing to you guys, or you go and find it yourself, because it ain't going to be in any kind of MSN news or Yahoo news or whatever it is that you get your normal news, your everyday general public news from.
Yeah, I agree. And very well answered, because we will keep bringing this story back up. As long as this story is going on, it will lose traction. It will lose traction, as all news does. It's old news. People stop clicking it. If people stop clicking it, the articles don't generate the revenue, so the news sites don't prioritize it and drop it down. But as long as the news articles are coming, we will keep featuring it, because it's an important story for the industry as a whole. This needs to have a positive resolution. If not, it's a symbol that, well, you can get away with it, even at the biggest, most desperate hour for the businesses and the ones that are potentially doing the wrongdoing. You could still get away with it. So they need to not get away with it. So we will keep having the conversation as long as there is a conversation to be had. GG's to Christine, though, because if she is, and I couldn't tell entirely from the article, but if she is still a current employee, is she a current employee or a former employee? Because it said Blizzard employee. I don't know if that means like current or former. I'm going to assume if she's current, because if she is, then that is a ballsy move to stand outside the front of your business and talk to the press like that, because there's probably legal things that may be trying to stop that sort of stuff, which if Activision then start to go after, then surely they're opening themselves up for all sorts of other stuff. But there's two things there. I kind of think, well, it can't get any worse for her. She's already having demotions and stuff, so what are they going to do? Demote on the demotion?
Yeah.
Surely, speaking about it, kind of makes it less likely for them to do that, because they can't get away with it as easily. But the other, the other side of it is, okay, this is all fine now, while everyone's looking at it, while people are talking about it. They can't do anything, but are they just sat there sharpening their knives, waiting for the moment that, okay, the court case is done, everything's gone. Oh, yeah, we are just making staff redundancies, and you are the only one in your department that's been made redundant, so bye. That sort of stuff I could see happening, and I genuinely hope that the energy that people have had around this continues after the resolution, because people often go, well, that's it, resolution done, brush my hands with it, I wash my hands, I'm going to move on to the next fight. And it's like, okay, but you can get after fights, little sly digs after the bell. And yeah, I hope this Christine person doesn't get that sort of shit. Seasonal with butter nice. I'm tucking into a hot dog with Pyrenees and mozzarella. GG's. What a surprise from a company headed by a billionaire in Epstein's little black book. Imagine. Stop wasting time on this. I listened to Bib talk about Elder Scrolls and this. This is a big story. Not like Elder Scrolls. Yeah,
This is need to keep on making noise about this.
absolutely. Plus, it's the scoop. We talk about news as opposed to Elder Scrolls. that's Sunday morning, should I say? Timeless says, really got to hear you say that in brackets, keeping reporting whilst it's relevant. It's the biggest story in gaming for a long time, and it needs to be reported. It does, and that's the thing, though. The thing is, though, people get bored. You do there's compassion fatigue. People get bored of being compassionate. I cared about it at first, but now I'm tired of caring about it, which is a shame. It's a thing. It is a thing, and everyone deals with it. You get charity fatigue. That's another thing. People have given to charity, but then when they give to charity too much in quick succession, it's like, can't be bothered anymore. And you can get compassion fatigue with this kind of thing. And we're going to try and not give into that. We will try to keep it going as long as it needs. Iceman says, a sign of how likely it is to eventually go away with little impact. Look at Ubisoft. Exactly. Cameron says, this is the gaming world, Panama Papers. It needs to be national news. 100%. 100%. It needs to be. It isn't, but we'll keep talking about it until it is. But not anymore. That's it. Sorry, we'll get rid of it. No, I'm joking. We will move on, though. We do have to move on. We are over time, as always. So we'll jump into our next news story. This one is from Tom Ivan at VGC, and it says CD Projekt has entered settlement talks with investors who sued over its botched Cyberpunk launch. Company was accused of violating federal laws by misleading shareholders over the game's quality. Ooh. So CD Projekt has entered settlement negotiations with a group of investors who sued the company over Cyberpunk 2077's disastrous launch last year. Following 3 delays, the highly anticipated RPG released in December 2020 with a host of technical problems resulting in refunds being offered, the title being pulled from the PlayStation Store, and CD Projekt shares tumbling. Following the botched launch, the number of CD Projekt shareholders in the US filed class action lawsuits accusing the company of violating federal laws by misleading investors over the quality of Cyberpunk 2077, causing them to incur damages. In May, CD Projekt confirmed that 4 class action lawsuits filed in the US had been consolidated, and that led and that a lead plaintiff had been appointed ahead of potential common court proceedings. But in a regulatory update on Wednesday, CD Projekt said it had been informed by its law firm that the US District Court for the Central District of California, quote, had suspended proceedings concerning the motion to dismiss due to the parties having entered into negotiations concerning a potential settlement. The filing continued. Should a consensus be reached with regard to the conditions of the potential settlement, the parties will file for its approval by the court. The decision on whether to approve the court settlement and permit its implementation shall be issued by the court once certain additional formal conditions are satisfied. It should also be noted that entering into negotiations concerning a potential settlement should in no way be construed as acceptance by the company or members of its management board of any allegations expressed in the plaintiff's court filings. We'll leave it there. We don't need to go into the background of the history. CD Projekt. Shareholders invest. Yeah, make big game, great game. You've told us it's going to be exceptional. We'll give you money for the fact that you could do loads of stuff, and then we all earn lots more money when the game's exceptional. Like you said it would be, but then it wasn't. So now you owe me shitloads of money because I expected to get tons of money back. Take you to courts, and rather than seeing that through, CD Projekt are having conversations about settlement out of the court. As it mentions, doesn't mean admitting to guilt. It just means getting the story off the pages. Okay, we've done wrong. Whether we accept it was on purpose, whether we are guilty, whether it's legit or whatever, you were out of pocket. We will give you money to settle that, and then we're all good. Nice. That's where it's at. What are your thoughts, babe?
I want to throw this back to you, Graham. Do you think this is acceptable? Do you think that because they are shareholders and they deem it to be an unfavorable product, that they should be able to sue for it? Because I don't think that should be the way that the world works. In my opinion.
Ish. I mean, I don't know enough about this sort of situation. I would assume, and feel free to correct me if you've got any more information or knowledge in this. I would assume that they have come in with assurances. You give us your cash into this company in exchange for shares or whatever, and then we guarantee that you will get a fully working game that's been made by a team that's made The Witcher, that will have Keanu Reeves on it, and it will be, and they'll say A, B, C, D, E, F, G. These are the conditions that your investment are investing into. And by releasing a game that was so buggy that PlayStation pulled it from the stores, which led to a PR nightmare. I mean, it's still probably been a profitable game. They've probably earned a ton on that. But I imagine that's kind of like a football club having Kelvin and Mbappe coming up to the front doors going, yep, full on absolute world-class striker meter, can score all the goals, and then it's like me running out onto the pitch. They'll be like, what the fuck? It's basically like, it's deceit, essentially, by saying that, well, the word they use there is misleading rather than deceit. They're accusing the company of misleading shareholders of the game's quality. They're saying it was going to be bigger, better, and more polished than it was, and how do you argue against that when the game has had unprecedented backlash from first-party providers? It's kind of hard to fight against that statement there. It does not surprise me that this has reached a settlement in court, because I think they would lose that fight, because if misleading them over the game's quality is enough to take them to court, then that is something that they will lose. It's beyond doubt that they were misled on the quality, because we were misled on the quality. What was it saying? It works just fine on consoles. It was something loose like that, and then 7 days later, it's like, nope, no, it doesn't, no. So
it doesn't.
Yeah, it's a shame that like you say, boiling it down to that simplicity of someone's investing in a game and they've not earned a shitload of money back. If that's all it is, and they're just pissing in the morning, it's like, oh, well, we want a guaranteed return on investment. It's a risk. However, the terms that they were investing on weren't met. So in that sort of sense, they were always bound to not get what they were going to do, because they were banking on a fixed game working, and they didn't even get that to begin with. Where did we get to? Others don't care because they're more concerned about COD, says Iceman in the chat. Should be back to the Activision situation, which is we say it all the time. The reason we keep talking about it as well, because we speak to 10%, and not even 10%. We speak to a fraction of the 10% of the games industry. Because 90% of the people that play games don't even know about the current Activision case. And that's because it's not on the news and stuff. So like you said, more people are concerned about COD. Some will actively choose to be more concerned about COD. Some just won't even know about it as well. So if they can sue, can gamers? Says Timeless. Good question. I don't believe so. I think it's just more of a return on investment. You can get your money back, basically. Add to that the possibility that those shareholders caused the product to be so bad. I mean, that is a possibility, though. That is that's a good comment, Iceman. Is the game bad because the shareholders forced it to be out? Imagine that. You forced that game out. Force the game out. Get me some money. Oh, it's not enough money. Give me some money back. I mean, that's a good question. I don't think it is, but it could be indirectly. Shareholders don't get to press the red button to fire. Boom, put it out live. But shareholder pressure on executives gets executives to push the button. What they needed was an executive with more of a backbone and add a 5th delay or whatever it was, because it needed it. A 6th delay, a proper delay, someone to actually communicate with the devs. That's what it needed.
Do you reckon that the shareholders have played it though at the time? I imagine a lot of them might even be silent parties that go, do you know what, this might be a surefire bet, whack, here's 100 grand, and then they're just being told something like, even if they wanted to delay it, how would they know that it's worth a delay? Because I bet they're not asked to just think, okay, if I put 100 grand in, I'm going to get £400,000 back. Like, they would probably have no idea what the state of the game is. So
most of them will be like, if you watch like your Entourage, like sort of Hollywood films, or your Ballers with HBO with The Rock kind of thing, most of the people that are investing in stuff like that are just dudes with jets and more money than sense that just want to invest a shit ton of money and get a shit ton more money back from it. So most of them probably never even touched a controller, let alone just gone, you promised it was going to work, and it's not. I will now get my super expensive lawyer to get my super big cash of money back, plus another super big pot of money kind of thing. So, yeah. Thought they were buying Mbappe, got Bebe. Exactly.
Wins a homeless World Cup. We've got a new one here, boys.
Tina says, Iceman has a point. The business pushes early releases to meet financial targets for investors and their quarterly returns, so it's a fine line. Not sure what promises are made to investors, though. I think that's where the investors will go, yeah, but we are just fighting for an investment. You, as your board of executives, should be telling us that the game is not ready. The game needs to be delayed. So the information that we're telling you that a solid game is releasing on the 10th of December or whatever it was, you need to tell us that that's not the case or push it back. So that they should be, the executives haven't held up their end of the bargain then. Even if there's pressure, the only pressure is because the shareholders want to make money. What the executives should have been saying is effectively, you're not going to make as much money. Either because it's going to be broken, or because you're going to have to wait longer, which means that your money is sat not accruing extra revenue right now, which means that the shareholders may want to go, yoink, I'll take my money back out and put it into something else for 6 months whilst you do your stuff. And then I'll come back and buy shares in 6 months' time, which is lost revenue in the short term for the business. So basically, it needed some dude in a suit to go, you're not going to earn as much. You're going to lose a bit of cash. But they didn't have enough backbone to do that. I've only just noticed the United balloon, says Iceman. What United balloon? Is there a United balloon? I don't think I've seen one.
No, mate.
Oh, you mean that one that's...
Which is this, on this side? Is that bang on?
Yeah, that's perfect. You love to see it. You love to see it.
It's almost as if I've used green screen before. Do you know what I mean?
GG's. He leans into the meme. That's what you like to see. Hair Crocodile says, a person gave me a sub. It was nice. Enjoy, Hair Crocodile. Welcome back, dude. I'm assuming it was Nietzsche, because Nietzsche's given everyone a sub. Everyone. Do you know what? Nietzsche has given out, in the last 24 hours, more subs than has been people playing on Google Stadia. That is a factual statistic if you don't look it up and prove it. Just saying.
Lovely segue.
Nice. Speaking of Google Stadia, LG Newsroom has this article. So this is a press release on LG Newsroom's website, and it says, Google Stadia cloud gaming is now on the latest LG smart TVs. Owners of LG WebOS 5.0 and higher smart TVs can now experience premium gaming on state-of-the-art displays with no downloading or additional hardware. So LG Electronics announces the availability. LG Electronics announces the availability of Google Cloud's gaming service Stadia on its smart TVs running WebOS 5.0 and WebOS 6.0 in 22 countries. Native support of Stadia gameplay on LG smart TVs helps deliver instant access to high-end games with support for exceptional graphics and frame rates on cutting-edge displays. Available now to download on the LG. Do you know what? Don't need the other stuff. This is a wrap-up article. You can get the idea. All of the stuff like Resi Village, Cyberpunk, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Do you know, it's probably the best place to play Cyberpunk as well, by the way, because you're just using these stuff. So that, okay. Stadia on LG TVs packaged in. All you need is WebOS 5.0 or WebOS 6.0. Is that a dub for Stadia? What are your thoughts, babe?
The reason, obviously it was your brother. I mean, you guys have absolutely killed it putting stuff in the scoop section of the Discord. There was so much to choose from that I couldn't cram it all in, so I just tried to pick and choose. So I appreciate all of you that have done that. This is one that your brother put in there for us. And that led me on to a bigger question, Graham. Forget about the Stadia stuff. I imagine you know where I'm going with this. But the likelihood that we are going to get maybe Xbox Game Pass on your TV as an app, so you don't even need a console or a PC to be able to play it. Obviously, you got your mobile phone. That's fantastic. But having it pre-installed on your TV, I've just got an LG TV. That is the 4K TV that of my choice, the LG one. It's fantastic. I might have the ability in the very near future to be able to play Xbox Game Pass. Forget about the Stadia stuff. No one really cares about that. But to play Game Pass stuff on your PC, on your TV, without even owning the console, and you just need to go and buy a £30 controller, that is fire. We talked about the fact that in the future somewhere you may be able to get an Amazon Fire Stick-ish type product where you just plug the dongle into your TV and then you're playing Game Pass stuff. This is the future of which I think Google Stadia wanted to be the founder of, and they just had all the wrong people in the wrong place with the wrong marketing material and the wrong product to go to market with. They just didn't have the experience or the knowledge to be able to do it. I think this could be a game changer. GeForce Now is obviously the one thing that, alongside this Google Stadia stuff, that probably people are forgetting about. GeForce Now is another fantastic product for you to be able to play your PC games anywhere. If Game Pass go down this route as well, this opens the casual game to think, do you know what? I've got Netflix on my TV. I'm able to watch films as and when I can. Xbox Game Pass, same price, £7 or £8. I'm willing to do that. I've got an Xbox One controller knocking around. I'll be able to sync that up to a TV and play games whenever I feel like it. The amount of money that they will make off of this kind of thing with cloud gaming is undeniable. They will make an absolute small fortune of it.
Once again, absolutely not tracking your head movements with the hat at all.
God's sake.
You move around quite a bit, actually, like whoop, whoop, whoop. Anyone listening to this on demand has no idea what's that. Oh, it's fallen off again. Put it on the table. Yeah. I mean, as you were saying that before I started tinkering with your hat, I opened up this page. So if I put this on the screen now, Microsoft announces Xbox TV app and its own xCloud streaming stick. This was covered by Tom Warren at The Verge way back in June. So all I will say is Microsoft is working with TV manufacturers, said Xbox and Microsoft 6 months ago-ish. They didn't specify anything. So Microsoft were doing it first. GG's to Stadia for actually putting something out there first. They have agreed that they are working with LG TVs first. And LG TVs are really, really good quality TVs, by the way, as well. Got an LG TV in the bedroom. Really good. Nice. But they've actually completed a partnership with someone. They have announced a specific thing. We want to do something in the future. So they've got there first. Is it just another Hail Mary that's not going to lead anywhere? Because GG's to Stadia, because Google and Stadia clearly know technology. They've got a streaming platform which for all intents and purposes, let's get rid of all of the bullshit. It's flawed, but it's a really good system at its core. The idea that they wanted to link it into YouTube videos and stuff, so you can start watching a YouTube video and then jump straight into the game. That's wonderful. I like that level of convergence. That sort of stuff will be everywhere in 5 to 10 years' time. If not, it absolutely 100%. So they were ahead of time with that, building it into TVs. They're one of the first ones that have got there because Google have been building things into TVs for a long time anyway. They've been doing that with the YouTube apps and so on. So it doesn't surprise me that they've managed to do this, but they still have no USP. Look at all you can do it everywhere. You can click through the YouTube videos through to it, and you can watch. Yeah, but what is it? I can do it everywhere. I can watch it on a TV. I can play it through my TV and my phone, and I can click through to it from a YouTube video. What is it? It's the same game that I have on every other platform. Why would I spend the money on your subscription when I can do most of that through other platforms anyway? Mate, you have no USP. You're giving me all of this cool stuff into a system that has nothing in it. It's like, what? Surely you can see that, Google. How? What's Nietzsche dropping the bingo. What? For all intents and purposes, isn't on the bingo. Go fuck yourselves. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, welcome in, Nietzsche. We've been saying bad things about you all morning as standard, you know. Absolute whopper. God, mate. Speaking of which, Care Crocodile, we just mentioned you actually said, person gave me a sub. It was nice. It was he, because we said, I'm guessing it was Nietzsche. So yeah, there you go. Iceman says, more subs than times. Graham has mentioned that his copy of Cyberpunk is still in the wrapping, which I got out of my drawer then as you said that. I'm assuming you saw me flapping it at the screen. As Timeless says, desperation. I think this probably is desperation. I mean, it is good for Stadia users. It is, and do you know what? This weekend actually gave me a little bit of how can I describe it? It opened my eyes a little bit. So this weekend, Danielle took me to Pixels, which is a Pixel Bar in Manchester, which is a gaming bar. And I've never used PlayStation Now, and that is what all of their TV console setups use, so that you can have access to multiple games on consoles. And it kind of opened my eyes that, okay, this has a really good commercial business sort of use. It's not got all of the games. It's not Xbox Game Pass, definitely, for sure, but it was still quite useful. So something like a Stadia being on TVs, I think, oh yeah, this is pretty useful for businesses, but there's just not enough there it's like Timeless used the word desperation. I think that's nail on the head for me. Which Timeless just said nail on the head, baby. There you go. Joachim says, as we say in Dutch, gefeliciteerd, which means congratulations or happy birthday. There you go. I hope that's what it means, because I could have just been saying go and fetch your donkey or something for all I know there. So yeah, not Donkey Toes, by the way. That's someone in the chat completely different. You still have to use your hands to play? That sucks. Exactly.
What a joke.
I know. Oh, goddamn. I need to find that GQ box article and post it. Can I post a link in the chat? Fire away. Fire away, Timeless. Yeah, I had a few whispers this morning with thanks. Good. Speaking of subscription, my NSO subscription needs renewing. Finally get to look at this expansion pack. NSO? Don't know what that is. Don't bother unless you can get a family pass and split the cost. NSO. Don't know what it is.
Oh, Nintendo Switch Online.
Okay. There we go. Yeah. So, what? Graham's birthday soon? Can't wait. Yeah, not long actually. Not long. Timeless did have a countdown. I can't remember what it is. What we? So
Like
359 days to my birthday. It was 6 days ago now. So 359. Yeah. At the airport, Lego. Enjoy Berlin Lake. Thank you very much for dropping in from the airport. See that commitment. This is you guys. This is the Ice Cream Uploads community. You love to see it. Let me entertain you. Okay. GQ. This article is the one that Timeless just posted in the chat. How Xbox outgrew the console inside Phil Spencer's multi-billion-dollar gamble. Phil Spencer.
We've covered this. Not on GQ though.
Yeah, Phil Spencer said the Xbox now wants to reinvent gaming ahead of the Xbox 20th anniversary. We sat down with Microsoft's gaming EA team to discuss their wildly ambitious future, including Game Pass, xCloud Gaming, Halo Infinite, the Elder Scrolls exclusivity, and more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, Phil Spencer, he's mentioned this quite a few times over the last couple of years as well, actually. He doesn't want Xbox to be confined to a box, which is quite ironic because it's in the name. But he wants Xbox to be a concept, Xbox to be just a way of accessing content, be that through an Xbox or through an X phone or an X TV or an X browser, whatever way you go for it. He wants that to be content that you can consume via different mediums. And Stadia want the same thing. Stadia probably helped push Xbox towards that. Stadia have ticked off something before Xbox, which is a nice little feather in their cap, but it's a crap cap that nobody wants. So GG's, mate. Speaking of crap caps that nobody wants, keep still, babe.
God's sake.
We have Timeless, but it's fine. Nothing wrong with sharing it again. Lake says, I had nothing else to do. I mean, you're welcome. Thank you very much, dude, for having nothing else to do and instead choosing to watch us, because there is literally nothing else to do sat in an airport. We appreciate it. We'll take it as a compliment nonetheless, somehow, some way. We'll make it work for us. But what we are going to do is go back to work, because that is the end of the baby birthday spectacular. Obviously, Bibby wanted a quiet shindig. He's, as you can tell, he's not wanted to make a song or dance of it. He didn't want to decorate the studio or anything like that. So we've just kept it quiet. No references whatsoever at all to the fact that it's Bibby's birthday.
God's sake. I appreciate it, though.
Yeah. That's it, though. We are going to disappear. We are going to raid someone. I did see Ham and Nacho were playing. That could be a shout. We will have a look at who is live and see where we can drop a raid. Not saying it's definitely going to be there. We'll have a look. But do stick around for the raid, because not only do you help someone else with a little bit of a raid, but you help yourself to a few extra sprinkles, which are the channel points, which you can see in the bottom corner just below the chat. You'll see how many channel points you've got. And when you've got enough, you can do things. Like yesterday, Tito made me play PUBG with a level 3 helmet. And I'm not talking about who do we go for? Nietzsche, yeah. Helmet Joe. Anyway, we are going to disappear though, as mentioned. But before we do, birthday boy, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes, again, thank you very much for joining us for this episode of The Scoop. That's 4 down, 1 to go. So if you want to help shape that show, then do get involved with our social media stuff. It's probably in the chat now. It's at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms. Spoiler alert. If you want to get involved with our Discord, though, which most of you guys did yesterday, who give us some articles, then do put it in there, because all we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time tomorrow? Mr. Graham Day.
It will be at 10 a.m.
What have you done to me?
Shit, nothing. Just minding my own business. just
Buzzing with yourself, aren't you? Buzzing with yourself. Let's move over here.
Oh, your hat's falling off, babe. Let me move it over. There we go. Oh, that balloon's... Oh, the balloon's moved. I didn't even realise. Let me put that balloon back over there, babe. Sorry. So I didn't even realise that was there.
I'll just turn around this way. Hi, guys. See you tomorrow.
Run, bastard, run, babe. So that's it. Yes. Okay, we are going to disappear. Myself and birthday bib. Hope you have a good day. And until next time, bib, what they gotta do?
Frosty!